Ireland is at a legal and political crossroads regarding the situation in Palestine and Gaza at the minute. There are three major developments that could significantly redefine Irish foreign policy. An investigation by Uplift revealed the Irish government financially supports Israeli weapons firms. They also dramatically increased dual-use exports since 2023. Ireland doubled state spending on Israeli drones firms, aeronautic defence industries and Elbit systems. The report states, Israeli arms dealers label their weapons as battle-tested because they've been used in Gaza. By paying Israeli state-owned arms corporations for drones and drone expertise, we're rewarding this battle testing of weapons on Palestinians in Gaza. Dual-use exports, which have civilian and military capabilities, surged to €70 million. Uplift argues that this breaches EU and Irish law. The case calls for the suspension of all military and dual-use exports to Israel, a ban on IDF-related air traffic over Ireland, including via Shannon. While most people associate Shannon with US military use, there has been concerns raised that Shannon might be facilitating indirect support of Israeli military by arms transfers or cargo flights. If the Uplift case succeeds, the government could be compelled to halt all military traffic linked to Gaza-related operations, which would redefine Ireland's neutrality in practice, not just in principle. The second case by Gary Gannon with the Social Democrats calls for a ban on marketing and sale of Israeli government bonds in the EU. It cites that funds are linked to Gaza military operations and that the bonds have been marketed explicitly as supporting the war effort. This case extends accountability into the financial markets. It challenges passive investment in state-sponsored violence. The Occupied Territories Bill proposes a ban on the import and sale of goods and services from illegal settlements in occupied Palestinian territory. This bill has been stalled for years despite repeated promises that it would be brought into effect, including services in the bill, as recommended by the Foreign Affairs Committee recently. This would affect tech outsourcing, tourism platforms like Airbnb, and financial relationships with firms operating in these settlements. This would align Ireland with international law, reinforce scrutiny of Shannon Airport. It would strengthen calls for demilitarisation of Irish airspace and set a legal precedent, limiting foreign military use of Irish infrastructure. The success of these cases would end Ireland's passive complicity. Ireland would become the first Western country to implement a legal regime addressing military, economic and financial complicity in Israel's occupation and war in Gaza. This would shift us from moral positioning to enforceable accountability. Ireland's complicity continues because the government refused to act legally on what they know is morally wrong. We're uniquely positioned. We're a neutral EU state. We could lead a law-based resistance. We have to demand it. Neutrality doesn't mean inaction. We're not neutral when there's lives at stake.